What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm a little bit late making this video because, of course, playoffs start tomorrow on TNT. Miami Heat versus the Charlotte Hornets. Now, of course, other teams are playing today, but I don't give a fuck about them other teams. So basically, the playoffs for me as a Heat fan start tomorrow. I think the Indiana Pacers and the Toronto Raptors are playing right now. Me personally, I'm waiting for the Spence versus Algieri fight and the Rashad Evans versus Glover Teixeira fight. I'm not really worried about the other player. I think the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets might play tonight or something like that. I'm not really worried about that game as well. So let's talk Miami Heat versus Charlotte Hornets. Last year, of course, we missed the playoffs. That's the reason why we ended up with Justice Winslow in the first round of the playoffs. These two teams have basically been we're basically identical with the Charlotte Hornets, identical records. Both teams able to take one game on the other team's home court. So it's a very difficult game, a very difficult series to predict, especially the fact that Chris Bosh is not going to be in the entire playoffs. I think that hurts us very much, man. I really would have liked to see a lineup that has Chris Bosh, Luol Deng, Joe Johnson, Dwayne Wade, and Dragic out there and able to stretch the court with the big man. You put Hassan Whiteside in the game, and teams don't necessarily have to respect the outside shooting because Hassan Whiteside can't fucking shoot. You put Bosh out there, and now he stretches. He can take a big guy and take him out to the three-point line and give all types of driving lanes for your Dwayne Wades, your Dragic's, your Winslows, your Richardsons, whatever the case may be. So I was really hoping to have Bosh out there giving us 17, Wade giving us 20, Joe Johnson giving us 17. You know what I mean? And that would have been some balanced scoring. But with the way the lineup is right now, we will have Dragic at the point, of course, D. Wade, Joe Johnson, Luol Deng, and Hassan Whiteside at the center with Amari Stoudemire, Richardson, Justice Winslow. I still haven't heard news on if Tyler Johnson is going to get to play in these playoffs. I really hope he does. It will give us some more bench depth. The more bench depth, the more guys who we have that can come off the bench and score, the better. And he's a guy that can get to the rim and get to the line and get some big guys in some foul trouble because he's such an explosive player. So I'm really hoping that he's able to play in these playoffs. So, but we shall see exactly how that works. So how do the Heat win this series? We win this series basically playing tenacious defense, getting into the face of guys like Kemba Walker, Nicholas Batum, Marvin Williams, getting into those guys' faces and causing them all types of problems, no easy looks, and moving the ball on offense, making sure that the ball doesn't stick. Dwayne Wade doesn't have to do it all with the bench depth that we have. I mean, with Richardson and Winslow, Gerald Green, those guys, we have a lot of depth on this team that we did not have even when LeBron James was here. If you remember back when we were facing the Spurs in the playoffs, the only guy that we really had to come off the bench was Ray Allen. That was the only guy that we can really depend on. This team has a plethora of bench depth. Like we have a bunch of guys that we can go to, whether it's Richardson, Winslow, Amari Stoudemire, Tyler Johnson coming off the bench. We have Josh McRoberts. We've got more bench depth on this team than a lot of other teams that we've been successful with. Of course, the one key guy is not having 30 points of LeBron James in the starting lineup. And I mean, we haven't been able to replace that, but who the fuck can replace that? The man is, you know, top 2-3 players in the NBA right now. But man, I have us winning this series in 5. I'm gonna give the Hornets one game. I'll say the Hornets will win one game, even though we're tied with them 2-2 in the season. I'm gonna give them one game. I say they win one game on their home court, and the rest of it we take it and we win this series. We need to get as much rest as possible because if I'm not mistaken, I think we might end up with the Toronto Raptors in the next, or whoever. Let me hold on. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I got this bracket right. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the bracket and the way the bracket shakes out. Man, I'm gonna cuss Comcast the fuck out. My internet is so fucking slow, and I'm paying for the fastest.
That's what I'm saying. I can't even use my DVR.
Paying for fast internet, and my shit is so fucking slow. All right, so we got the Heat versus the Hornets, Pacers versus the Raptors is right now. Pacers is 7th seed, Raptors is the 2nd seed. So whoever wins out of that series is who we will be playing next if we get past the Hornets. Other side, we have Cleveland versus the Pistons, the Hawks versus the Celtics. So whoever comes out of that, probably be, I'm thinking like the Cavaliers and the Celtics. I'll go with the Celtics to knock off the Atlanta Hawks. The Raptors and the Pacers series is a good, well, it's a good one because the Pacers are the only team with a superstar in that matchup. Like, they got Paul George. The Raptors have Kyle Lowry, but to me, he's not a superstar. Paul George is a bona fide superstar. So I want to see if Paul George can put the Pacers on his back and carry him to the next round. The Heat and the Pacers have had some just tremendous fucking playoff matchups. If you remember back with David West, and they had the big guy, he's now in LA. Like, those matchups with us and the Pacers used to be crucial, and they could never get over the hump and knock us out. On the flip side, you know what? Maybe I should make another video and go through the entire playoffs, even though I don't really give a shit about the rest of the playoffs. Maybe just maybe I'll make another video. Anyway, man, I got the Heat winning this series in 5 games. Let me know what you guys think about it. Playoffs for us start tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Deuces.